President, Mr. President, Donald Trump, usted tiene que cuidarse porque Marco Rubio quiere manchar sus manos de sangre, con sangre suramericana, caribeña, con sangre venezolana. Lo quieren llevar a un baño de sangre y que su apellido, Trump, se manche de sangre por los siglos de los siglos, con una masacre contra el pueblo de Venezuela, con una guerra terrible contra Sudamérica y el Caribe, porque esto sería una guerra completa en todo el continente. Le quieren manchar las manos de sangre a Donald Trump a nivel humano. Si tú le preguntaras a Nico, o sea, a mí, Nico, ¿qué mensaje le mandas tú al señor Donald Trump, que es presidente de Estados Unidos? Que busque la paz y en nosotros conseguirá siempre una mano amiga para la paz, con desarrollo, con independencia, con dignidad y respetando, no buscando un cambio de régimen. Presidente Donald Trump, la búsqueda de cambios de régimen está agotado y está fracasado como política en el mundo.
Welcome, everybody, to the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown, the safe place to set oppression ablaze. The prescient and, of course, very sage words of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. And whilst I can't translate word for word, I did understand when he talked about that Donald Trump and Marco Rubio. I appreciate him naming them specifically, not saying all the people of the United States, but Trump and Rubio in particular. He said they have blood on their hands, the blood of their hands from South America, from the Caribbean. If I'm understanding correctly, shout out to our good sis Rosalba and our rest of the Spanish speaking fire famers. Please offer some direct translation if you're able. But I think he said that Rubio and Trump have so much blood on their hands they could take a bath in it. They could bathe in the blood spilled from South America and the Caribbean, right? And this is obviously as U.S. troops are gathering off Venezuela's shores, off of their coastline. U.S. naval assets are in place. You know, it looks like the U.S. is ready to rumble. I'm sorry, but for what this time? What are we doing? I'm sorry. Did Venezuela fly some planes into some sacred spaces in the United States? No. Trump says that they are trafficking in drugs. I said, sir, have you been to America? have you been to your own country? Have you been where you actually reside? Have you been on Park Avenue? New Yorkers, check in. How much Tusi and cocaine is on the is that the Upper East Side or Lower East Side? I don't know the fucking difference. But in the high rent districts of Manhattan, lots of drugs. Lots of drugs. That's where the guy they popped Diddy with all the drugs, all the Tusi, right before he went to deal with the federale. That's neither here nor there. Here's the thing. The United States is about to engage in regime change. Let's hope that more salient minds, better thinking will prevail. But of course, this is the Trump administration, so that is deeply unlikely. But in the midst of a near month-long government shutdown, with people feeling the pinch, not only at the shopping market, at the grocery store, but just overall feeling the Trump effect that has taken over the United States with all the increased federal violence coming against Black and brown people in this country, and now extending to some whites. I got an interesting clip to show y'all out of Chicago of ICE. Really, I mean, you know, you don't see them dealing with white folks in this way. I've seen, unfortunately, lots and lots and lots. But this is what happens, y'all. Shit rolls downhill. And it's a bad situation. So anyway, I'd like to welcome you all to the show. I'm sorry I don't come with better news. Oh, I do have a little bit of good news though. What up, Fire Fan? Come on in here. We appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. 3i Atlas. It's making its perihelium around the sun. In fact, the astronomer, the astronomer in words said y'all might want to look up possibly tomorrow. I heard the 29th. Kim, what are you talking about? 3i Atlas, the third interstellar object. That is definitely not a comet. I think everyone is we all in the consensus that 3i Atlas not a comet. Regardless, hold on. I know I'm all over the place. Went to Maduro, to fucking Trump, the 3i Atlas. It's that kind of day, everybody. Maybe 3i Atlas is finna come down because the sun spots is popping up. They said the solar flares is flaring. Woo! This could be the shit the Mayans was talking about. So we could be in those kind of times. And I know to most people it may not feel like it's those kind of dog. It really legit could be those kind of times, regardless. So anyway, here's the word on 3i Atlas. It's making its perihelium. It's supposed to be going around the sun. Right now, 3i Atlas is behind the sun. I don't fucking know where it is. But anyway, the point is they suspect that if it is indeed under its own intelligence direction, once it comes from around the sun, it will use the sun to sort of slow itself down, because I didn't realize it had kind of picked up speed. So it's going like 155,000 miles per hour, which is insane speed. So apparently it can use the energy and the orbit of the sun to sort of slow itself down, put on the brakes a little bit. And if it does, it could pop up around here. And I don't want to sound goofy, and it'd be the lizard people, and then they come down here and start eating everybody, and they'd be like, God damn it, Kim, you said you wanted them niggas to come down, and now we're gonna be mad at you. But however, if I do say that I do want the aliens to come and they do come down here and eat us all, we'll be gone. Y'all won't be able to yell at me on future occasions. So let me be clear. I want the aliens to come down here and set the shit straight. I do not want the aliens to come down here and eat nor enslave us, please and thank you, even though we know y'all have the ability to do all the above. But we hope you come in peace. Like Nicolas Maduro said that he's a man of peace. You know what I'm saying? La paz, right? Un mano de la paz. I don't know exactly what he said, but I heard him, but that's not how you say mano. But I think he said he's offering his hand in peace. There we go. Spanish translation be rough. I'm trying, but regardless. The times that we find ourselves in, guys, the United States flexing its muscles abroad and domestically. Isn't this exactly how Rome fell? I think so. So maybe we shouldn't be afraid. Maybe we should welcome the Great Descent. Because the federal government, I think I'm standing more firmly on my prediction from last week that the government is not going to reopen. Trump has left the country. He's over in the Asian Pacific at the ASEAN conference, supposedly to meet with Xi Jinping. I'm not sure if the Chinese president, China got America's economy in the goddamn headlock right now. But I thought I heard some news broke about China and the United States brokered a temporary deal. I did not get all the details about it, so I won't bring it to you here because I don't know exactly what was said or done. The Trump administration, after all, lies all the time. So what they say can't exactly be trusted. And when the president says that he intends to restore law and order, can't have killings in American cities. It is the law and order rhetoric of Bill Clinton, very good, of Ronald Reagan, of Richard Nixon, yep, and of well-known crackers pre-Trump. Except Trump has the advantage of the artificial intelligence surveillance state at his fingertips. But here's the thing, everybody. In a way, we do too. But we'll get into that in just a bit because, I don't want to continue to be the bringer of a bad news because I think that the time is right now. Me say it in me try to me say it in little Spanish, el tiempo es ahora. It's right now. It's right now. I hope I said that right, Jesus. So, like the counterintelligence, the counter surveillance on the state and the agents of the state, it's already underway. I think more people should participate in ways that everybody is able. And I can't even say that we have to be able to do things safely because I don't even think doing things quote unquote safely, I don't even know if that's possible anymore because the surveillance dragnet is capturing your license plate 3,000 times in a month, right? Like the what's the shit? Stingrays. Oh, right. They got the mobile stingrays now. They don't just got them in the airplanes no more. The stingray is what will act as though it is a cell phone tower over a given geographical area. I don't actually know what the radius or the amount of space a stingray can capture people's cell phones. But anyway, what will happen is it will be in proximity. And again, they don't even have to fly anymore. They have them shrunk down so that they can actually be mobile in law enforcement vehicles and what have you. But it will act as though it's a cell phone tower, and all the phones in the area will attempt to connect to it, and they'll be able to tell whose phone was in what area at a given time at a specific location, and all other kinds of very specific to you metadata that can be used against you. They allegedly capture criminals this way. The young man who is accused of murdering the 23-year-old, what's her name? Kata Scott in Philadelphia. Such a heartbreaking story. I keep wanting to talk about it, and every time I go to try to bring it up, it's too upsetting, and I can't. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. But long story short, the young man, 21-year-old Keon King, is accused of killing 23-year-old Kata Scott, and part of the city of Philadelphia's case against him was, tracking not only his cell phone. He had some accomplices. Yeah, I think I said that right. Accomplices, it would seem. And your phone is a snitch, y'all. The phone will tell. So anyway, so the state has all of this technology available to them. Trump in particular has all of this available to him that his predecessors did not. So what's that going to look like for us? Very not cute. But let me even start with those that come to visit our country, because we know that students like Mahmoud Khalil of Columbia University, Rumesa Oyster of where'd she go? Tufts University, a lot of other, like several dozens of foreign students who had expressed pro-Palestinian views either in the streets or online in some way on campus and whatever. And the Trump State Department under Marco Rubio revoked these people's visas, right? So we've seen immigrants, legal and undocumented, be attacked by this administration. But what about niggas just visiting? Like just coming to shoot the shit over here in the funky US of A? Well, there's a British Muslim gentleman. His name is Sami Hami. I'm sorry. Am I saying that right? We're going to hear it in the package. But this guy, and unfortunately, I had not heard of him. That doesn't mean a thing. However, he is a well-known British commentator. He appears on British TV, and he is in the United States as the invited guest of at least 2 chapters of the Council of American Islamic Relations, also known as CARE. He was in San Francisco Airport, SFO, when these bitch ass niggas, fucking deputized Proud Boys, also known as ICE or Homeland Security, picked him up. This man is visiting from the UK, an alleged ally, an alleged NATO partner. This man is here exercising his right of free speech. And now he's being detained. He's being held in ICE detention. I want us to take a look at this package because everybody can get it, apparently. Like, there's no limits here. And America is a very dangerous place. And if you're watching this from outside of the United States and you are black or brown, or you have expressed some sort of support for Palestine, or you have expressed some sort of critique of this president and this administration, America is not safe for you. It's not safe for Americans right now. It is not safe for its own citizens to the extent that it ever was if you were black or brown, right? But even less so now, baby, because the hoods is off. Mask hoods. Well, I'm sorry, mask on. My bad. The hoods is off, but the masks are fucking on because these are bitch ass niggas, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and run this package.
He was, as we say, abducted at SFO, and we believe he's been taken, as far as we know, to a detention center in Bakersfield.
CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, says British journalist and political commentator Sami Hamdi was detained at SFO this Sunday morning, even though he had a valid visa. Saturday night, he spoke at a CARE gala in Sacramento.
He has been publicly speaking about the genocide in Gaza, openly speaking against the Israeli apartheid occupation.
Hamdi was headed to speak at another CARE gala in Florida when ICE detained him. The Department of Homeland Security Secretary posted on X that Hamdi poses a threat to national security. She said, quote, "Those who support terrorism and undermine American national security will not be allowed to work or visit this country."
We see it as a clear violation of First Amendment protections. You know, federal authorities here detained him at the behest of a anti-Muslim extremist individual, Laura Loomer, and a group that had been advocating for his detention and for the revoking of his visa on baseless claims.
CARE says their attorneys are working to get Hamdi released. Hamdi was scheduled to speak at several Canadian universities in the past, but those were canceled. Critics say he celebrated the October 7th attack by Hamas. Hamdi says that's not true. Attorney Mark Vanderhoot says his firm represents Mahmoud Khalil, a Palestinian-American student at Columbia University. Vanderhoot says that the Trump administration also tried to deport his client for speaking out against what's happening in Gaza.
I think this is the latest attempt by this administration to silence people who want to speak out against what this administration is doing in Israel and what the Israeli government is doing in Gaza. This has to stop because it's purely protected first speech that people are being harassed for and being imprisoned for now.
ABC 7 reached out to ICE and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, but has not heard back. In San Francisco, Suzanne Fawn, ABC 7 News.
So this story is interesting, and it brings up a couple of things for me because I have been pondering, like the ear doctor. I have been pondering the sort of philosophical question for so-called democracies around the world and other countries that allegedly uphold the freedom of speech and the freedom of democratic expression, right? Who is offering Americans asylum, political asylum, in this moment of Trump, right? Donald Trump and his minions, his cabinet secretaries, his top law enforcement officials, right? His attorney general, they have listed out the people that they consider to be terrorists. All y'all Antifas, all y'alls. And look at all the Antifas. Look, I shouldn't even joke about the shit because these motherfuckers is dumb, all right? And they will fucking like, see, we told you she was Antifas. Antifa, far left radical lunatics, right? The LGBTQ mafia, like they have listed it out. Democrats, even, right? They've listed out the enemies. And it is very clear soon as ICE detentions are all full, right? And the construction on some of these other jails, penitentiaries, correctional facilities are complete. Now it's time to start filling the new jails with the dissidents, right? So who amongst our NATO partners, who in the EU, who in the anywhere is offering Americans right now political asylum? Because that would be good information to know, right? And though I imagine now I did look it up. For y'all think that I don't be looking up shit. I do. I do. There are, I believe, 11 countries that do offer Americans some form of asylum. And if you guessed Venezuela was one of them, you would be correct. But I don't think they're taking applications right now. They got their hands occupied with some bigger shit going on. But included are France. I think France does consider Americans for political asylum, though I would hope they would expand it beyond the Roman Polanskis of the world, right? I mean, anyway, where they taking us at, Yipper? Afghanistan. Shout out to the Afghans. Amazing food. Afghanistan also accepts us, I think, or they are taking applications. I can't remember who else. Couple cool places, though. I ain't gonna front. I don't know if Cuba takes us. I know they took Asada, but I think she may have been a very special case. Rightfully so. Regardless, y'all, it's a short list. It's a short list. And I think you actually even have to prove that you have been already individually targeted by the United States, which, if you just on YouTube talking shit, maybe that may not be so easy to do. Until it becomes very easy to do, right? But because y'all, I do believe it's just a matter of time. There was a story that broke that I am going to talk to you about, because they're just getting warmed up. This is just year one of potentially an 8-year saga if you let Steve Bannon tell it, right? If you let Steve Bannon tell the fucking story, Trump 2028 is going to be an actual thing. So, he plans on being in office until Jesus. I can't even say this shit aloud. 2032. But surely he will be thoroughly hexed by then. Everybody start breaking out your books and your conjure oils and all that shit, because it's time to start hexing these motherfuckers as soon as we all figure out how to do it right. But regardless, hold on, let me move this along. Because, y'all, we are under attack. America is under occupation by its own military, in the form of the National Guard right now. Did you guys see fucking Trump? And I didn't pull the clip because I wasn't trying to put Trump on my goddamn rundown, at least not to hear his voice or see his terrible face. He spoke today from the deck of the USS George Washington. I think he's in Japan. He's moving around. He was in Malaysia. Oh, the South Koreans. God damn it. I should have pulled those clips. South Korea said, fuck you, nigga. They was in the streets cursing Trump's name in Seoul, South Korea. Shout out to the Seoul. We know you got it, or else you wouldn't be in here. Shout out to the Seoul, South Korea. We love to see it. Trump was in Japan speaking to the sailors of the USS George Washington. And he said a couple things that I think fell a little flat. But one thing that he did say that perked my ears a bit, he said, we're going to defeat all the wars. And he said the war on terrorism. And of course, I'm thinking of him declaring everybody in the left, all Democrats and Antifa terrorists. And he said, we're not going to do it politically correct. Things have been done politically correct too long. We might be a little politically incorrect. And he thought he was making a joke, but I don't think it went over well with those sailors. I think the joke kind of fell flat, but I have to put a clip and let's see. But regardless, so anyway, so here on the state side, we are seeing ICE become or further embody jackbooted thugness as they still terrorize and kidnap and brutalize brown folks, black folks, white folks are getting away from coast to coast, from New York to Chicago. They are still doing said activities here in the DC area. You guys, I hear these helicopters around my area often. I hear them circling often. And I don't really want to know what they're doing because I'm nauseated by it all. But in Southern California, from LA down to the San Diego area, and of course, Chicago is undergoing this as well. Memphis, Tennessee, still under National Guard occupation. It's not a cute situation here, everybody. So here we are. So where am I going next? What do I have here? I have the art. Do I have the article up, Will, first? I think I do. So let's
Yeah.
pop up the article. So this was reported in The Lever, and here's the headline. It says ICE just bought a surveillance bot, but they just spent $5.7. Oh, I'm sorry. ICE just bought a social media surveillance bot. Okay. This was on The Lever. And I'd like to mention this real quick because The Lever is who broke this story. However, I actually got the story from TheVerge.com. Why did I get the story from TheVerge.com when The Lever broke the story? Because The Lever's page was not formatted to read the article, much to my chagrin and disappointment. and I give the Charlie Brown, the little sigh when shit is inaccessible for no good fucking reason. But because The Lever broke the story, we will credit The Lever. But the information I received from The Verge is that ICE just bought this $5.7 million surveillance bot that can scan 8 billion social media posts per day. Okay, they snatching everything from your Facebook posts to your IG flicks to your little sassy TikToks to your little shit talking shows on YouTube. Oh yes, baby. ICE is about to be on our social media ass full fucking time. And I know y'all like, Kim, isn't that what Palantir already does? Yes, it is. But also, in addition to, I said, no, we don't want to miss a thing. Like Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. They don't want to close their eyes. They don't want to miss your post because they knew you was talking shit. And they don't want to miss a thing. Don't want to miss none of your little snarky shits in your chat. All you little fuck Trumps. All you little tomatoes thrown at Marco Rubio in the chats via emojis. Nope, you don't want to miss none of that chat. Now, God damn it. Of course, I didn't forgot the name of the fucking company. It starts with a Z. And it's like Ziegler writes. I don't fucking know what it is. I did listen to the article, but I should have took notes and wrote it down. Why? Because your auntie smokes a lot of reefers. And at my mid 40s, I think I'm starting to show the effects of having smoked a lot of reefers for about 30 years. So even shit that I read or listened to, I already done forgot the shit. So it is what it is. But of course, these Bamas, this company that, again, it starts with a Z. I'm not all the way off. It's like Zeitfleist. It's something stupid. But this is not their first government contract. I do remember, however, that the company that is doing this, it's being procured through CareSoft with the United States government, or rather with ICE and Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security. So CareSoft is like the middle person to the actual company that has the technology to do this. And what ICE intends to do is either hire some contractors full-time or just some outright new Homeland Security employees to man or woman this bot at all times, 24/7. with some people always being 24 hour on call to monitor this. Now, what they are saying is that the goal or the mission, ICE's initial mission with this, will be to identify people that they suspect of being in the country illegally, right? So they are going to use geolocating from people's posts, which again should make us kind of reconsider how much information that we decide to put on fucking social media, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's one, your opinions is one thing, but you know, don't go tell them niggas. don't be dropping the low for the Homeland Security. Don't be dropping your low for some Homeland Security. Now that's reckless out here. It's not a good idea. So, but they are going to be snatching that kind of information, right? This is what they say. Now, I believe that will be part of this surveillance bot mission. But again, we are talking about not only the most thinnest skinned person that has occupied this office. I mean, W was a little thin skinned. Bill Clinton didn't give a fuck. Obama had to not give a fuck after a certain point because Obama knew all the shit that was coming his way. So he he took it in stride, I suppose, as best as possible. Regardless, Trump can't take the criticism, even from not minions, peons. That's what we are. We are peons in the eyes of Trump. He doesn't think that anybody has any sort of position or ground to criticize him about anything. So if we are critics of the administration, then that makes us enemies of the state, right? And that makes the speech that we say criminal, right? And I also have to laugh when it comes to people like Marco Rubio and those that support, that are part of the Trump administration, and they talk about Hamas and Hezbollah, that these are terrorist organizations. I mean, I don't know what they consider the Proud Boys and what they consider the Oath Keepers and the 3%ers and the Ku Klux Klan and all of these white nationalists, white supremacist groups that have absolutely enjoined themselves in acts of domestic terrorism. Like, respectfully, Hamas is over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this guy Samad Hamdi expressed support for Hamas. In what way? Not even all Palestinians support Hamas. Let's be clear. Hamas represents the resistance, the militarized resistance of the Palestinian people. And I think if you support oppressed people fighting back, you support something like that, regardless of whatever the fuck they call themselves, okay? When you watch Star Wars, are you rooting for the Empire or for the rebels, okay? In the situation of Israel versus Hamas, who is who? Israel, clearly the Empire. Hamas, clearly the rebels. Who are you rooting for? And also, you guys, you can take the article down, Will. Thank you. In the scheme of things, in the country allegedly of free speech and democracy and welcome of different and diverse ideologies of political thought, like, I'm sorry, how come we can't root for who the fuck we want to root for? It's motherfuckers in the DC area who root for the Dallas Cowboys. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? This is a whole ass Washington Commanders territory. There are so many Dallas Cowboys fans in this area. How come we cannot root for who the fuck we want to root for? Like, since when did that become illegal? And since when did rooting for equal support of a material kind? Have y'all ever seen Hamas's Cash App be posted any fucking where? Have you ever seen the Hezbollah Patreon page? You haven't. Okay. All right. I mean, what are we talking about? You support terrorist groups? How? Why come I can't root for who the fuck I want to root for? Donald Trump is overtly rooting for the racist of every country, but the white Afrikaners, the thieves of Africans, South Africans, ancestral native lands. Trump roots for them niggas. Elon Musk openly roots for AFD, Alternative for Deutschland, also known as the German KKK. Like, the fuck are we talking about, man? But I appreciate, again, the iron-fistedness, the lack of transparency, or the quite transparent nature of this administration. Yes, you have to only vote or root for those that support American values, that of capitalism, Christianity, and Israel's right to defend itself. And if you don't support those things, that makes you somehow a threat to national security. How? I'm a threat to German chocolate cake, man. I'm a threat to an ounce of good reefer, okay? A national security threat because I root for a different team than the United States tells me to root for. Absolutely, go fuck yourselves in all the relevant and painful places, okay? Only, not the fun places, only in the painful places. Go fuck yourself, please, and thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, you guys, I see very clearly the writing on the wall. I see very obviously what's coming. This social media surveillance bot that allegedly is being used for undocumented people, which, Trump's whole mass deportation scheme was the worst of the worst, and we are not seeing any evidence of that whatsoever. It is average, ordinary, working people breaking up, ripping families apart. It's disgusting. But guess who's next? Right? The dissidents. All you far left radical lunatics. I saw a couple t-shirts down at the what's-a-face at the Go Kings. Is it Go Kings? No Kings. Sorry. It's not Go Kings. That should be the MLK holiday weekend celebration at the club. Call that shit the Go Kings celebration. Regardless, let me stop. But you understand what I'm saying, guys. We're next. And I don't want to put that out there. That's not what I hope to happen. But if they are bombing, if they are blowing fishermen out of boats in the Caribbean simply for existing, no proof, no evidence that these people are transporting drugs, right? Y'all, they're going to say any fucking thing about any one of us, right? And now, granted, Trump is going into court, his Department of Justice, every time they step into federal court, it seems they are sending the worst of the worst. They're sending literally the worst lawyers that they could find. The Department of Justice looking like the JV team out there, baby. Woo! Ain't nobody going to be scared of these federal prosecutors. These niggas I could probably beat these niggas in court. For real. And all I got is my Juris Doctorate in Law and Order and Law and Order SVU. You understand? I learned what I know about the law from Jack McCoy, baby, through the spirit of John Cochran. And I probably go in there and dust them niggas up in court. But let me not. let me shush. Let me shush. So anyway, as here we are in authoritarianism, and we see the palantirification of our society, license plate readers, facial recognition. I think I just heard that Ring is partnering up with, is it Flock or one of the other big LPRs? So we are constantly being scanned at all times. But here's the thing, everybody, we can scan back. We can scan back. Part of the counterfight has to be that as much intelligence and access to, the databases, AI, facial recognition, et cetera, that the government has access to, everyday people who some of us, not me, but some of y'all smart as hell on a computer. Your children are very gifted and skilled at the algorithm and shit. Y'all, we can run that same shit back on these niggas, okay? As we are seeing ICE out here just behave in ways that just defy comprehension when it comes to abject cruelty and violence. I think it is a part, you want to talk about national security. I think it is national security that we know who they are, because these are people that are not only there out being paid by the taxpayer dole. That's us, not Trump. Okay. I don't even give a fuck whoever ran the government. 130 million anonymous donor to pay the military. That shit doesn't sound shady at all. Does it? It's like, oh, is that how much you rent the military for? Like for what? 4 hours? Like how much does 130 million get you? Because I assure you it's not enough to pay all the active duty, but regardless. Okay. But regardless, us not knowing who these jackbooted thugs are is a threat to our national security. It's a threat to our public safety. And if the government is committed to not keeping the public safe from these people who are at minimum behaving and driving recklessly on the public streets, they are dropping chemical munitions against innocent civilians, including some children. They are violently snatching, rather kidnapping people, both migrants and American citizens, literally off the street. I mean, we have a scourge of a government-sponsored crime syndicate. There's no other way to put it. So I'm sorry. We're just supposed to go for that shit, huh? We're just supposed to accept to see people getting kidnapped and getting tear gassed for no fucking reason? I don't think so. Let's go to Liz the developer. Liz the developer is a cybersecurity person I follow on TikTok. Liz, actually, in fact, you should go follow Liz on TikTok because they offer all kinds of education. Like say if you are a coder. I'm not a coder. I follow Liz the developer, and they talk so far over my fucking head. I have no idea. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck Liz talking about, but I know this shit is important. it means something because they read all of the papers and security papers about Claude and Chat GPT and all the OpenAI, and they be trying to break it down. But anyway, there are websites, there are apps that are tracking ICE's movements, that are trying to help identify who these people are. And I want to be clear here. When Kunti Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, when Kunti talks about the security of ICE officers, bitch, we don't know that they are officers. We don't know that they have been properly trained. Whatever properly training. I don't know how the fuck you properly train a pig. You ever tried training a pig? I'm sure it's not easy. But these not ready for prime time jokers seem even less trained than the fucking super troopers and Keystone cops that be patrolling the streets of America on a regular basis, right? These motherfuckers seem a lot more cowboy-like and a lot more likely, less disciplined with how they quickly draw their weapon. It's nasty work. But regardless, the point is this: it is in the public interest that these individuals at minimum be identified, because they're not identifying themselves. And for all the fuck we know, they are some sort of well-organized gang that is part of a human trafficking, kidnapping organization or plot or syndicate, right? So the public has to protect itself from these criminals who refuse to identify themselves, right? So anyway, let's check out what Liz the developer has to tell us on that front and how we can counter surveil their surveillance.
As a reminder, if you see kids, as a reminder, if you see ICE, take photos of their faces. ICElist.is is identifying people. They are identifying them with AI, facial recognition. They're using open source intel, and they're putting names and faces down. Just want to draw your attention to stopice.net, another place where you can report ICE. Are you wearing a mask if what you're doing is okay? Why is that happening? Any thoughts? Anybody got thoughts on why? You can also get involved in IDing people in your area. Remember, folks, we're giving what we get. We're only them what they're doing to us in the future, where we've defeated ICE.
Yes. And they always put little boppy little music behind it. Doom, 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 doom. Love it. But yup, y'all, turnabout is fair play. Turnabout is fucking fair play. If they can surveil the shit out of us, then we can surveil the shit out of them. And we absolutely should do that. Now, I told you on Friday that on Telegram, some hackers trying to extort Salesforce, the payroll software widely used around the world and apparently by the US government. There's some hackers trying to extort Salesforce for some bucks, and they have been slowly but surely leaking the private information of ICE, Homeland Security, FBI, NSA. I told y'all, don't go over there and don't go looking for that shit. And definitely don't screenshot that shit. And definitely don't screenshot that shit and send that to your smart little nephew who know all about the algorithm and shit. Don't go do that, even though your little nephew probably already on it. And shout out to your little nephew who's on it. But if they might be so inclined to be recruited to the rebellion to go fight for Luke Skywalker in them, don't send them that shit. Don't even tell them that shit is over there existing. And maybe don't add to those lists because Cunty Gnome may not like the existence of those lists. And you know who else it doesn't like the existence of people tracking ICE like Cunty Gnome? Apple. These fuckers. These fuckers. The makers of my fucking cell phone, these assholes. So apparently Apple from their app store removed 2 apps, and 2 that I know of. One called Ice Block, which was mapping the locations where ICE had been reported seen around the country. Very cool stuff. Apple took it down. I even think Google Play took that one down too. And then there was another one called Eyes Up. And that one was simply uploading videos taken from TikTok and Instagram of people's encounters with ICE, and this app was mapping that, and Apple took it down. Big tech is not on our side, okay? And your phone is a snitch, your computer is a snitch, your tablet also a snitch. Damn it, your car is a snitch. Your car is the biggest snitch. Well, no, your phone is a bigger snitch than your car. Your car do be snitching too, unless you push an old car not connected to the internet, and if you do, look at you, smart as hell. They tried to play you about you pushing that bucket. You said, I like this bucket. You know, flip the plates on this bucket. You know, they may be a little harder to find this bucket because this bucket ain't connected to the internet. See, guys, unfortunately, that's the way we got to start thinking. Because well, if you guys took my song assignment from, I don't know, a few shows ago, Incubus, Love in a Time of Surveillance, the chorus goes, disappear, big data's got your number. Woo-hoo-hoo! Got your number. Got all of our fucking numbers. So y'all, this is part of the reason why we need to get these ICE databases that I don't want you to go look at. Especially if you live in an ICE hotspot. Ooh, I need to go look at that shit. I want to know who that. Remember, I told you my neighbors told me. No, not the fucktards, but the fucking the good whites, the good gentrifiers that I encountered in my neighborhood. That they're very concerned, obviously, thankfully so, about our undocumented neighbors. But she told me, she's like, yeah, you saw the video. That's it. That's supposed to be the guy, the ICE agent assigned to this area. I would love to know who he is. I have my suspicions, believe it or not, about who it may be. Because trust me, guys, I've told you guys this on numerous occasions. Maryland is not as progressive as advertised, okay? Not as progressive as advertised. We do got some good whites around here, but we got some crackers masquerading as good whites. Woo! That's a whammy. It's like, we thought you was a good white. Then they show you otherwise. But anyway, so I said that to say, wouldn't shock me if some of these ICE agents local to the area might be people we may fucking know or have come in contact with, because ICE is an employer right now while the rest of the government is shut down. Not Homeland Security, not ICE. So anyway, Will, let's go ahead and cue up that clip from Chicago. Now, this was a clip. This shit looked crazy when I saw it, because I've just seen a lot of these videos come out. But this one, I think, and again, it's not more shocking because it's a white person, but what it is, it's the inevitable result that you get to when people continually see Black people get shot down, brown people get straight up thiefed and abducted off the street, and any person that stands up against that, regardless of what you look like. This is where your white privilege, it looks a little thin at the moment. It's still there. It's still there. But very soon, this administration is not going to make those distinctions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that stands against them is going to be an enemy, whites included. So let's take a look at this, and content warning and trigger warning, because people are going to be yelling and screaming. It's going to be a lot of chaotic sounds, and you're going to see people being handled roughly by these jackbooted thugs calling themselves ICE agents and Customs and Border Patrol. So let's take a look.
Your face for once. Let us see your face.
You're just as much a
Everybody else, why are you doing this to him? Stop! Why are you taking it? Why are you taking him? Why are you taking him? Why are you taking him? No! You know this is wrong. You know this is wrong. Do you know this is wrong? Please, I have faith that you know that this is wrong. Please look at me. Please open your eyes. You! Let me see your face!
Yeah, that's a scene that happened in Chicago. Happened in the 9 a.m. hour, y'all. ICE be on that bullshit early, son. Just fucking up not only people's days, people's lives at this point. That was reported that the gentleman that was being handled, the white guy, is the night manager. He's at the Funny Bone or the Laugh Factory, a comedy club in Chicago. And I'm not exactly clear why ICE had him and I think one other person in custody, but it's about to turn up very, very much in that direction, right? And listen, we know that journalists and people that oppose not only Trump but even Biden, people that oppose the police state, right? These people and these groups have been targeted in this country for a long time, targeted for violence at protests, targeted with surveillance, targeted with state harassment, targeted just in general, because America, again, is a big fucking phony. There's nothing democratic about this country. There's nothing free speech about this country. And let Trump and Cunty and little Marco, let them all have their way. And this is about to be 1930s Germany real soon. And anyway, you guys, let me say this real quick, because I think I've mentioned to you that I was listening to Ordinary Men. And I know y'all are like, that's not that long of a book. Why are you still listening to it? Because I have to keep stopping the book. I have to keep stopping this book. Ordinary Men, it's about one of the police battalions during Nazi Germany, but they weren't soldiers. They weren't SS soldiers. They weren't Gestapo. These were regular, degular motherfuckers who were conscripted into or volunteered in some cases to be not Nazi police, schmazi police. And it turns out that they participated in a lot of mass killings. And I have to keep stopping this book because it's so bad. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. I have no idea what chapter I'm on. Maybe I'm on chapter 12 or better. I can't remember. But out of all the instances in which this police battalion has gone to parts of Russia, it's been in Poland. I'm listening to the book. Like, they're going a bunch of places and they're rounding Jewish people up and they're putting them on trains. But the ones they don't put on trains, they take them to the mass graves and they do you know what to them, right? And and the accounts in this book are the accounts of the police themselves or of the records that were available. And it's absolutely the worst shit you ever heard. But I mean, and it's bad. So anyway, time and time again, these police keep going to these towns and going to the Jewish part of town and rounding up all the Jews, and they're not meeting any resistance. And they're noting this in their documents. No resistance met. No resistance met. Okay. For the first time that I've been listening to this book, the first resistance I just heard about in Poland, a Polish woman was harboring a number of Jewish folks that had managed to escape from the town where they knew that the Nazis were coming. So the Germans sent 2 people to this house just to check it. And they came under fire. And they said the book remarked, in a very rare instance, the Germans came under fire from armed Jews. Because apparently many of the Jews were not armed, right? Came under fire from armed Jews. The 2 Germans called for reinforcements. They came. Shootout ensued. Most of the Jews were killed. The Polish woman whose house it was, she managed to escape to her dad's house, right? The Nazis tracked her to her father's house, came to her dad's house, told her dad, your daughter was aiding and abetting these Jewish people. Either you send her out or we kill you. And her father sent her out and they shot her on the spot. Dog. My point is this, y'all. Like, when they write the book about this time, when the historians document what this time was, please let us not be a cascading number of people that showed and offered no resistance. Don't let that be you. I will not let that be me. Let it not be us. Okay. Like, if they come in with Nazi energy, then guess what? We coming with Dakota Sioux energy. Okay. We coming with Chaka Zulu energy. We coming with Jean-Jacques Dessalines energy. You understand? Like, it could be those kinds of times, y'all. Like, seriously, like, we may actually have to fight, or fight not to be taken. And to be clear, and I don't even know what these people getting snatched by ICE should be doing, right? I can't even, what is even the advice that you could possibly be given? Show up to court and do what you're supposed to do, right? You understand, people are literally dying in ICE detention right now. There are, I heard an immigration lawyer on TikTok post about a women's detention facility in Louisiana in which hundreds of women are basically almost starving to death because the quality of food that they're being given is not suitable for human consumption, and they're barely eating, right? So it's like, do you submit to that, or do you do the John Bon Jovi and go out in a blaze of glory? You got to know what I'm talking about. But I know what a great soundtrack. But Blaze of Glory, I love that song. But anyway, these are serious questions that we need to be asking because nah, nah. The no resistance part of the book Ordinary Men has been killing me when I hear it. So that's why it's taken me so long to get through this book, because it's bad. And it's like it's a mind fuck. Every time I start listening to this shit, like I have to stop it, because I'm like, this shit is fucking me in my head. Anyway, I'm gonna move it along. So anyway, thank y'all for being here. My bad.
We got some acknowledgments.
Let's acknowledge it.
Shout out to Infinite Content. He said, according to ProPublica, the admin stops shipping of like 90 plus million tons of food to food banks. They want to starve us into submission. A la Gaza. Shout out to Infinite Content. And shout out to everybody else in the chat. Also, to that Ice Out app is no longer in the Find Where Ice Is app has been removed too.
Who told us that? You knew that?
Lady Alex.
Oh, peace, Lady Alex. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate your support, Infinite Content. Yeah, I mean, how could I omit the fact that yes, 42 million Americans are about to attempted to be starved. But guess what, Infinite Content? We're not going to let that happen. I absolutely believe that folks are about to step up for others in big ways. And I don't know how sustainable it will be. I don't know how long it will last. But I'm hoping that people, we're going to get our folks through the winter time at minimum. Let's get them at least to the next growing season. But thank you all for your support, you guys. I have a really quick Cops Ain't Shit story. Welcome to Burn It Down with Kim Brown. We do this twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So the reason this is a Cops Ain't Shit story, for obvious reasons, because the cops ain't shit. But this deals with a repeat sex offender who attempted to assault a student on the campus of Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. Now, Hopkins just or recently got its own police force, right? Which a lot of people in the city were very much against because, there's already a lot of police in Baltimore. Johns Hopkins didn't need its own goddamn police squad, but here we are. And the attempted sexual assault of one of their students, it's being praised, rather the cops' actions are being praised for stopping it. I'm not exactly sure, but I want you guys to hear the details of the story, or at least what was being reported here in this package we're about to run, because this person who has been charged in his 30s, young person, I want to say he's 31 or something like that. Part of the reason he was even out and about in the first place, in a position of freedom to assault this young lady or attempt to assault this woman, is because his previous conviction of sex assault was given a very substantial suspended sentence. And it's yet another example of how our system, our criminal injustice system, does not take seriously violence against women, because if they did, they would make these predatory motherfuckers do the whole bit. Okay. Now, I do believe, I don't know what to do with sexual offenders. I think violence against them should be absolutely sanctioned. Because I don't know if jail can fix them, but I think ass whoopings can only help. can only help those that somehow cannot seem to get a control of their own deviancy and their own predatory behavior. But anyway, I want you guys to watch the story, and I want you guys to be a little grumpy at the fact that the criminal justice system is like, oh, we just tried to rape somebody. to get suspended sentence, you know what I'm saying? Let him work off the good time for good credits and shit. He'd be fine. Them bitches would be all right. He'd be all right. Let's go ahead and run that real quick, Will. Thank you.
The newly obtained court record, and as a
That's not it. It's more.
Yeah, I don't know why the video cut out like that. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up another way.
Okay. Because also, let me point out to you guys in this package, I thought it was interesting that the reporter, when they are about to run down this person's extensive violent criminal history, that they led. I understand, I guess, why they did it. She led with his most recent arrest of theft, but that's not his most fucking serious arrest. Not even close. Not even close. So I'm trying to think editorially, why would you lead with the theft? I could give a fuck that he stole something. I give a fuck that he's out here attempting to rape people. Like that's the part of his criminality that matters, especially in this story. You know what I mean? Anyway, because not every thief is a fucking rapist. Okay, but goddamn.
I got it.
All right, let's go ahead and run it.
Court record.
Oh, we're adding the JHPD, the Johns Hopkins Police Department, to our public safety apparatus, and we're adding more cameras. And we're adding facial recognition. Well, what the fuck good is the goddamn surveillance? What is the entire point? If you're gonna use the police to put together a case against this man, you're gonna prosecute him, you're gonna sentence him. And then what? He gets he's sentenced to 20 years, all suspended, but 8 years. That was in 2018. It's already 2025. This motherfucker's already out of jail. What? That won't no fucking 8 years. He ain't served no fucking 8 years. But again, I guess the patriarchy needs psychopaths to keep us bitches in check. I can't, I don't understand the fucking logic. Like, this man is a twice convicted sexual offender, violent sexual offender who violated probation, and now is being charged after attempting to rape someone else. Oh my God. And hello, the 2018 thing that he was convicted for. Can you imagine Kel Holler working anywhere, FedEx, and a man come in, grab you, try to take you to the back room, slam you on the ground to try to rape you? Please kill these people. I mean, kill them dead. Okay. Would the Florida sheriff say graveyard dead? Kill them dead. They cannot be allowed to exist amongst us. The police don't take it serious. The judges do not take it serious. The courts do not take it serious. The jailers, the probation system, they do not take these motherfuckers seriously when they continue to stalk and attempt to harm women. Like, the amount of leeway sexual offenders are given in this country, that shit is bonkers to me. And it's normal. It is regular. It is accepted in this country that a man that attempted to kidnap a woman at her place of employment and assault her, and rape her. He already assaulted her, physically assaulted her already, attempted to rape her. You're going to give him 8 years and then let him out sooner. And then when he violates probation, he's still allowed out here to walk around and potentially rape somebody else. The whole system can absolutely go fuck itself, okay? And if you find yourself, again, as part of a vulnerable group, marginalized group, women, gay, trans, disabled, please, what do I tell y'all? Make yourself dangerous. Make yourself fucking dangerous. Make yourself dangerous. Make yourself crazy if it takes it. When you watch enough news, the shit will drive you crazy. You don't have to make your own goddamn self crazy, but you do need to make yourself fucking dangerous. Why? Because these cops ain't shit. These pussy ass cops, they'd rather rely on the fucking cameras instead of go track down the fucking repeat violent sexual offender who has violated his probation. Go find that nigga. How is it the fuck that ICE is out here finding every taco vendor, every flower vendor, every tamale lady, but the goddamn sexual predator. Can't find that nigga, huh? The fuck out of here. But I think on some level, this is kind of what the Trump administration wants. Now, and I say this not necessarily particular to Trump, but I'm telling you, like, I think that the patriarchy, they want women in fear. They want you to feel as though you have to, you better find some man to claim you. Okay? You better find some man, I guess, that might protect you. Like, I guess having a man is kind of like having a dog. Like, it's a deterrent. Is that? Having a man is like having a pit bull. It's a deterrent. Make them creepy niggas think twice. But goddamn, you got to sign yourself over to a man for other fucking predators to leave you alone. What kind of life? This can't be life. This can't be right. This can't be us. There's got to be more. I hate it here. I hate it here. I'm gonna keep this moving because I'm holding brother Will up, but that's fine. Like the video, goddammit. I am so sick of here. I'm so sick of here. I am sick of here. Where are my niggas? 3i Atlas. What the fuck? Hey, but 3i Atlas said, look up tomorrow. This might be coming to a close. And when I say this might be coming to a close, I don't mean life is coming to a close. I mean the way that we know our reality could come to a cessation one way or the other. Then I've been telling y'all, we either got to deal with the aliens or the Nazis, right? Until 3i Atlas leaves the solar system, I still, we may have to contend with the aliens and whatever the fuck that means. But if they keep it pushing out of the solar system, then we know we definitely have to contend with the Nazis. Okay, so either way, Annie the fuck up. Let's move it along to this week in whiteness. Now, this next story is actually not this week in whiteness. I don't even think it was last week in whiteness. I think it was the week before last in whiteness. But I did not want to let it pass by because I saw House Speaker Mike Johnson speak today, and I almost pulled the clip, but he sounded so fucking ignorant. I mean, it was actually making me mad. And I kind of have when I say a stomach for conservative talking points, it's like I can listen to a couple minutes of this. Not that I agree with it in any way, shape, or form, but the levels of dystopia that Congress as a whole, Republicans and Democrats together, but he was talking especially about, and we know for a fact that the far left radical are the ones that commit the most political violence in this country. I said, bitch, where? I mean, be serious. So anyway, Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, they avoided a mass shooting. Did I talk about this already? I'm not exactly sure because something tells me I may have, but I don't remember. So, because I almost kind of have a little bit of praise for the cops, goddammit, because they actually did their fucking job. They actually, when they talk about preventing crime, these bitches actually prevented the crime. That never happens. And it was an armed white man, and they got the right one. Amazing. It was amazing piece of policing coming from I don't know if this is the APD specifically, but it's middle finger to the Atlanta Police Department. Make no mistake about that. But whichever officers were participating in the takedown of this arm cracker, strange. I mean, I gotta say, well, let's take a look at the package. Let's take a look.
This morning, a potential mass shooting averted at the busiest airport in the world during rush hour, according to police.
27 or more lives could have been lost today.
Surveillance video showing the suspect inside the terminal at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport Monday, allegedly with his assault-style rifle just steps away in his truck.
He seemed to be very interested in the TSA check-in area, which you can see was heavily crowded with travelers.
Police say the suspect was scoping out the terminal.
I do believe that Mr. Cagle was headed back to his truck to retrieve it. and I do believe he was likely to use that weapon inside the crowded terminal that he had just seen.
Investigators say this video shows the moment Billy Cagle pulled up, parking the truck at an airport entrance before going in. Police say within minutes, an urgent tip from Cagle's family put the officers at the airport on high alert, looking for the suspect.
Cartersville Police Department was alerted by the family of Mr. Cagle that he was streaming on social media, that he was headed to the airport, in their words, to shoot it up.
Atlanta police quickly taking him into custody.
What are your reasons at the airport right now?
We want now?
Why are you at the airport?
Oh, I'm just here.
Put your hands behind your back, sir. Put your hands behind your back.
Investigators say they found 27 rounds of ammunition in his back seat, along with the assault-style rifle.
We're here today briefing you on a success and not a tragedy, because a family saw something and said something.
And Georgia investigators say Cagle is a convicted felon with mental health issues, and that from his family to the officers in his hometown about an hour away, see something, say something really worked to avert the tragedy.
Billy Cagle, what a name. Billy Cagle was ready to come shoot up the goddamn security line, and thank God he didn't. Thank God. Shout out to his family members. Woo! Yeah, you had to drop a dime on Billy Cagle. But y'all see Billy Cagle clearly part of Hamas, right? Maybe he was trending agua. He was giving him MS-13, right? I mean, absolute gang member. Clearly he's running guns, he's part of an organization. Yeah, they said mental health issues. Yeah, just a quick reminder that America doesn't give a fuck about your health, about your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. But Billy Cagle, clearly a white man. I'd be curious as to his political leanings, though not necessarily 100% relevant. I mean, when you look to this, to divide these incidents, or rather acts of political violence, I mean, yes, they can very easily be divided left and right, and it's very obvious which side commits the most and the most egregious and has the most bodies to their name and is absolutely the right aligned in this country. But what is going on with the men? I would say just the white men, but there are a number of mass shootings in America over the weekend and the previous weekend. And some of these shooters were indeed black men. So men, what the fuck? Why does the men always want to shoot up the jam? We talk about how armed people are in this country. Unfortunately, they're not using their arms on the right in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? We have people that have declared us enemies, all right? And these young knuckleheads want to go to the fucking homecoming and shoot up the fucking homecoming. Baby, please reach and touch these men. Oh, don't touch them, actually. That's probably what they want. but pray for them from a distance, because that's actually part of their problem, that no one is touching them. And it's like, but look at y'all. Y'all are in shambles. Not all of the men, of course. I'm not all men, but some of y'all are in absolute ruins, okay? And no, the women are not going to touch on you. Or really, they want another man to touch on them, and they're too afraid to say it. and it's tearing them apart from the inside, that they cannot lay in the arms of another man. And that also is a fucked up thing. It's like, I can't stand the fact, like, do you know how much closeted violence that we probably experience? And we won't know it, because they'll the folks of them never say it. But the fact that homophobia just runs so rampant, it's so deeply ingrained in our society that these men can't be themselves, and they know they can't be themselves. Like that, can you just imagine how that eats at a person? and could drive them to mental health issues, could drive them to violence. But no, being homophobic, being transphobic, being racist, too much fun. too much fun for society to care about these men's mental health. These men can never be themselves. It's sad. And it's not women doing it to you, goddamn it. It's other men. It's the patriarchy. So it would behoove men to dismantle the patriarchy too, because it's fucking y'all as well. This story coming out of Memphis, Tennessee, having to do with a banker. I did not dig this package. And shame on WREG or whoever the fuck did this. We're about to run this. But I wanted to show you his picture because a CEO has been arrested and charged by the FBI for sexually exploiting a minor amongst other charges. And this guy is the head of a bank. And I think he's headed up other banks. And you kind of get where we're going here because there seems to be a very clear pattern of elites, of the wealthiest of the wealthy, the most connected of the connected, the whitest of the men that seem to have predilections towards assaulting children sexually. And I wish the FBI and Homeland Security and Customs and Border Patrol and fucking Palantir, I wish these motherfuckers would pay as much attention to these types of crimes as they do so-called people here being undocumented. But anyway, let's look at this lame fucking package. And Will, I might even stop you before, because all they do is read the goddamn bank statement that the state anyway. And that's annoying me too from a media perspective. But yeah, let's go ahead and run that package.
CEO of Evolve Bank at bank headquarters on Poplar Avenue in Memphis. Agents say Robert Bob Hartheimer was picked up on a federal court-authorized arrest warrant. He currently faces charges for the sexual exploitation of a minor and distribution of obscene material. Hartheimer is expected to appear in court later this month. Evolve Bank released the following statement. The board of directors is treating this matter with the utmost seriousness, and Mr. Hartheimer has been terminated effective immediately. We are in close contact with the U.S. Attorney's Office and have been assured that this is a personal matter and does not relate to the bank or its operations in any way.
Isn't that a weak ass package? That shit was weak as hell. You spent 40 seconds reading the statement issued by the bank. Why would you do that? As from an editorial position. So I heard another story. Again, I don't take notes when I read stuff or hear stuff, and I'm realizing now I need to, because the old noggin ain't what it used to be. So I be trying to think, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember that. Go look him up. Robert Bob Hartheimer. This motherfucker just became the CEO of Evolve Bank. I think not even quite a year. Maybe even he's only been on the job, not very long at all, but he's got quite the resume. He has been the HCIC at a number of other banks, right? Shits that you've heard of, that I heard of, but can't remember. I can't tell you what the fuck it was, but if you look the shit up, you'd be like, oh, word, yes, because that's what I said when I said, oh shit, okay, you've been in this game for a long time there, Bob. You've been banking as an executive for a good chunk of your old ass life. I think he's 68. Not to say 68 is old, but my point is this: way too old to be fucking with kids, you asshole. 68 years old, I believe this man is. He's up there. And there's something the matter. Don't forget the fucking judge in South Carolina, also in his upper 60s, accused of heinous crimes against children and infants. Like there's an issue here. with this particular demographic. Now, yes, we can condemn, demand them across fucking age and race and socioeconomic demographics. Yes, we can. Not all men, of course. But I'm talking about the deviants, the predators, the pedophiles. Like, what is it with all these ones at the top? And I know there's plenty of them at the bottom too, but let's talk about the ones that wield power, right? The Epsteins of the world and their homeboys, like the president, like that pastor outside of Spring, Texas. The pastor who was recently convicted of sexually abusing a child for many years. Also, him got a real good suspended sentence. Also a close ally of Donald Trump, once considered to be a spiritual advisor of the president. Like, you guys, please, please, please. You cannot exclude any occupation, any profession, any income bracket away from being a predator or an abuser. Okay. They come in all brackets. they come in all shapes and sizes. They do. And some of them are very successful. Some of them have millions of dollars to their name. Some of them are barely scraping by and are exploiting and abusing children in order themselves to survive, right? But then you got people like this. I saw a brother on TikTok. And I had to scroll away because I was like, sir, he made a video about this incident and he was like, yeah, I bet you this guy, he got a big old house. I bet you he got a wife. I bet you he got a family. Like, what in the world would make this guy sir? And there are people living in encampments who might be exploiting children, right? Like, they live in mansions too, these child sex abusers. I just want us to put their faces out there as much as possible so people can sort of recondition their minds as to what they believe a pedophile looks like, right? It is the weirdo stalking the bus stops and on Roblox or whatever the fuck, right? Yeah, it's him too. If that's the problem, it's a lot of them. Okay. It's a lot of them. They come in all shapes and sizes. They work all kinds of professions. Some of them are broke, some of them are loaded. Okay. We have to not only protect the children, but also be ready to identify who is the harm. All right. And some of them have the title of CEO. I will be real curious to see where this goes. Because, I am inclined to believe, and I may be wrong, but people of this ilk, of this economic stature, are probably allies or supporters of this administration. And they don't have to be. They could have been supporters of the last administration because fucking Biden was a creep too. But my point is this: Trump is kind of nakedly telling people that, it's pardons for sale, man. Like, if you got the right bread, if you willing to make a contribution to the Presidential Library Foundation, right? Like, Trump might got a pardon with your name on it. It may not even fucking matter what you did, right? If he's kicking around pardoning Ghislaine, why not this dipshit, right? Who easily could be a Trump supporter. I'll keep an eye on the story for you guys. So I'm about to get out of here. Just want a quick reminder that if you want to support the platform, we appreciate your support. You can do so. $ BIDWKB, Venmo at BIDWKB, PayPal.me/BIDWKB. Chop us out. Chop us out here. Anyway, patreon.com/BIDWKB. Not the choppers are out, not like Ray Liotta in Goodfellas. No, literally. Well, shit, Ray Liotta wasn't even fucking hallucinating. He had that shit right. So anyway, we appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much for all you do. Don't forget, the hoodies still remain on sale. Hoodies and long sleeve tees on sale at our merch store. Hoodies are 20% off. Long sleeve tees, 15% off. You got to make a minimum purchase of $20. Try not to hit my people in the head, as you guys know. So any support that you can run us, we certainly appreciate it. So this palate cleanser is not exactly a palate cleanser. This is an update from a story that I just brought you here in recent days. So the story coming out of Alexandria, Virginia, where the Ring camera footage of 3 masked people showing up to the home of a Black family went viral nationwide. And I took an interest in it because not only is it a local story, but again, it was 2 Black women in the home when they were awakened to these threats, right? So it's masked people appearing at the Ring camera, ringing the bell, demanding to be let in. In fact, these people also caused some property damage to the home. And the one Black woman, so it's the house, and there's the mom, and there was the dad, but the dad passed away. So now the mom is a widower. She's an elder and a widower. Her adult daughter was staying at the house with her because her dad recently passed away, right? So that is the scenario for this update. And when I tell y'all, it be your own niggas. It be your own niggas. It be your own niggas. When I heard this update, my jaw hit the fucking floor. So let's go to Inside Edition of all people, because the local media that covered this story and gave the update, they didn't do a good a job as reporting this, honestly, as Inside Edition. So let's go to the update, gang. You're going to be shocked if you don't already know it.
Know who they are. We know who they are. That's the word from cops today as they announce a major development in that very scary incident where 3 people in Halloween masks were caught on a Ring camera terrorizing a family. Les Trent reports today cops revealed who was behind it, leading to mouths dropping.
It's the worst nightmare. Unmasked. Police say they've identified 3 teenagers who terrorized a family after appearing at their front door in scary Halloween costumes. I'm gonna count to 10. If this door doesn't open, we're gonna come in. And get this, no charges will be filed in the story that got national attention. It turns out the 3 culprits are relatives of the family that lives in this house. It seems it was all an elaborate Halloween prank that went horribly wrong. Police Chief Tarek McGuire said the victims did not want their family members to be charged.
Should they not be responsible for the cost of investigating this case?
This is hopefully will be a learning experience for this family, and these are the actions that we've decided to take at this time.
2 of the teens are siblings, and their mother was in on it. But cops say she and 2 other adults stayed out of sight while the cruel stunt was taking place. You can see why the homeowners were so frightened. One knucklehead wore a Michael Myers mask.
Who is it? Open up the door.
Another dressed as a scary clown. And this evil nun making a chilling gesture. All demanded entry to the house in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside D.C.
Either you come out or we coming in.
A widow, her adult daughter, and a child were inside and told Inside Edition they were truly terrified, especially when the trio went behind the house and broke a gate trying to gain entry.
It was just terrifying. If they would have entered the home, I'm not sure what they would have done.
The incident could have ended in tragedy. The homeowner's son arrived brandishing a handgun to fight back, but luckily the 3 masked teens had already fled.
I don't know who is worse in this situation. I guess we have to blame the parents. Who in their right fucking mind would send their children to another relative's home to terrorize them after they have recently suffered the loss of a beloved father, right? Knowing that there is a child in the home, knowing that there's only women in the home. I heard that update and my heart actually dropped because I felt so bad for the woman who had initially given the interview in the first package when I first brought you the story and they featured her again. And it's like, are black women even safe from our own family members? like are we even free from being terrorized and having our peace tremendously disturbed and disrupted from even people that are related to us, people who actually know what you're going through? I'm sorry, you think that these relatives of this family whose home it was, you think they didn't know that the father had died? You think they didn't know that the family was probably going through something? Because I don't think the adult daughter actually lives there. I think she's staying there because this is per the first part of the story when it first happened, but she, I believe, mentioned that she was staying with her mother in the wake of her dad's passing, right? So the daughter doesn't even live there, but staying there to be a help to her mom. And you want to send your children over, your boys, Jesus. You want to send your, and again, what the fuck are you teaching your boys? That it's okay to terrorize women? You see how the young men, I almost feel bad for the little boys. Because the boys are out here being led astray from young, from early, from youth. When their parents sanction the terrorizing of other family members, and for what? A Halloween prank? Are you motherfuckers smoking rocks? What are we talking about? And that's the thing, y'all. It be your own niggas is a real goddamn thing. Now, I know some of us out here can absolutely relate to your own fucking family members, the main niggas trying to fuck you up. Right? The main niggas trying to stop your fucking shine. The main niggas not offering you no help, but asking you why you still down, when you gonna get up. Like, not offering a goddamn nothing. It be your own knuckles. I'm telling you, sometimes, and when it be your own niggas, it's a very hurtful thing, you know. And I can only imagine what the holidays are going to be like. They're around the Thanksgiving table for these folks, because I'm sorry, if I'm the adult daughter in this situation, I'm having to communicate to the parents of those teen boys. Do you understand how close you came to losing them? Do you understand that either my brother, who was called, not my brother, but you understand, I'm the adult daughter. We cosplaying. The adult daughter in the situation called her brother, the son of the homeowner. He came over with the pistol. Now, insert real Kim Brown in it. I wouldn't have had to call nobody. Okay. I wouldn't have had to call nobody to come bring me nothing. You understand? And in my opinion, those people showed the homeowners, and whatever, they showed a lot of restraint, because in this day and age of not only increased racial tensions, but heightened gender-based violence, are we serious? The amount of restraint that woman showed. I'm assuming, let's assume she herself was armed, that she didn't have to wait for her brother to get there with Thule. Shit. It would have been a lot of restraint to keep from letting something off through that door. Somebody banging on the door? You better stop playing. And what kind of fucking idiots of parents would send their children over to do some shit? And by the way, parents, those parents, dumb, but obviously not that dumb, because they had sense enough to stay out of range of the Ring camera. They did not allow themselves to be filmed. And to be clear, according to a different media report that I saw about this, when they were given the update, the parents and the teens, nobody said nothing. Like, everybody kept their mouth shut, which is amazing, because I didn't think Gen Zers could be. I didn't think they had it in them. You know what I'm saying? To not tell on themselves. It was incredible. But tips from the community took the police to Fairfax County, Virginia, where the police confronted these family members and they admitted to what they did. And only because the Alexandria homeowners opted not to file charges is the only reason. And I think because isn't the sheriff himself black? Look at that. Been a what? I've been trying to throw the buck. But either way, I don't know if I would have been mad necessarily at some criminal charges, but for the parents, not for the fucking kids. You done put these children up to this shit. That's on you, mom and dad. Terrible mom and dad. I don't know if I would have even charged the kids with that, but regardless. So anyway, it be your own nigga sometimes, y'all. And if you have fucked up family members, people that have no qualms about trying to disrupt and distort your peace, or people that try to exploit you, or people that try to get shit out of you, or people that demean you, because I know a lot of us, people do come from some rough family situations. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm so sorry to that lady and to her mom that those relatives did not have enough consideration for your period of mourning and grief to just let you be in peace. Isn't that all Black women want? Like, don't we just want to be in peace? Don't we? That's why we are outstanding. Dare I say, well, I don't know, Asian women do a good job of minding their business too. But I mean, Black women, like, we are maybe the best mind your own business people. White women, y'all down here. I'm sorry. But Black women, we mind our business, okay? And there's a reason we mind our business. You know what I'm saying? Not because we're not observant, not because we don't care. It's because we choose peace. We choose our own peace. And if you're minding other people's business, you're not choosing peace for yourself, right? And no matter what, no matter how peaceful we are trying to be, someone is always ready, willing, and able to disrupt you. And sometimes it's your own people. That was a very fucked up update. And I know y'all like, Kim, that's a terrible palate cleanser. And I'm like, well, the reason it's a palate cleanser is because the family was not in any real danger. So that is the palate cleanser. That is the relief that they're not masked, gangs of whoever the fuck's ding dong ditchers ringing people's doorbells around Alexandria trying to gain access to Black women's homes that they don't know, right? Unfortunately, they knew these dickheads. And so that's the palate cleanser, that the family is not in any real danger except for their peace being disturbed by their own fucking people. That's the show, gang. Love you lots. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Don't forget, 3i Atlas might be showing up tomorrow or by Halloween. So just be taking a gander in the sky, even though they got cloaking devices, won't be able to see that shit. But if they want us to see them, we will. So be looking. So anyway, thank you so much to Will and Molly. Appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to tune into the Remix Morning Show tomorrow, 8 a.m. I'll be back on there Thursday, and I will see y'all back here on Friday. Love y'all. Thank you, Fire Fam. Like the video, subscribe, all that shit. Peace, y'all. Deuces, deuces, deuces. Bye, bye, bye.